Welcome back to V-Roll. Today is Tuesday, where we look at our trending Tuesday things trending up in price, but we kind of uncovered a new trend in the pricing structure on the market, not just specifically going up, but something a little funky going on that I wanted to kind of dive into a little bit. Before we do that, let's take a look at this. I'm giving away a Brilliant Stars ETB. I'm also giving away 5 Pokemon mystery card lots. It's very simple. We are working our way towards 5,000 subscribers. If you would like to be a part of the channel and have your opportunity to win that, all you got to do is add a comment to this video here, and then you are entered to win on that and have your chance to be one of the 6 winners once we reach 5,000 subscribers. Also, be a part of the channel. Make sure you are a subscriber. So like, comment, and subscribe. Let's dive in. I've really only gone into single cards because we know that we're in a boom. We understand that product is difficult to get, although I'm seeing a little bit more stuff pop up here and there. A lot more coming up on Amazon. I think you want to be a little bit careful there. And then I'm seeing a lot of restocks, brief as they may be, but restocks showing up on Target. Of all places. So a lot of Shrouded Fable, some Twilight Masquerade, all sorts of things going on right now. But I want to look at single cards because these were kind of, while they're riding the wave of the boom, a little bit more stable, a little bit safer, but they're still trending up. Although these first few kind of show something interesting that may be indicating a larger change in the market. We're looking at the Squirtle from Stellar Crown. Beautiful card, excellent as an illustration rare, showing $80. That's not true. We're actually closer to about $70 when you start looking at the listings down below, and the market has been climbing up, and just in the past couple weeks, it's kind of bumped down. So the market was saying about 80, now we're down to 70 for the market, that's a pretty big swing in just a couple weeks, considering it's been climbing up over the past 6 months from about $50 up to that point. So interesting to see that, and this little bump is what I'm talking about. That's the trend that I've been noticing on quite a few of these cards, where it's just starting to come down just slightly in the past week or so. And we see the same kind of thing on this Bulbasaur again. $70 Bulbasaur? Did I say Bulbasaur? I gotta catch myself when I'm just running my mouth like that. Bulbasaur. I believe I said it incorrectly. Bulbasaur is who I'm talking about from Stellar Crown. $70 is showing here, but that's also not true. It's about a $10 markup. It's a $60 card currently, but the same trend line, going from what was about a $50 card, and then it came back down to reality in the $30, $35 range, and then we went up to a $70, and now we're leveling off at a $60 card. And you look at the listings, that's true. We're about $60 here for quite a few of the listings for the Bulbasaur out of Stellar Crown. So interesting to see that little bump happening there. We're moving over to Shrouded Fable. Again, I've been seeing a lot of restocks on this set. It's one that a lot of people slept on. They didn't really want to get involved with it. There are a handful of really interesting cards, not going to lie. I mean, I think people knew that, but they were willing to pass on the set as a whole and go pick up the singles if they really wanted them. The Persian out of Shrouded Fable has followed that same trend. We've moved really up in price here, and then early February we kind of got to a spike, about $75. Now market is saying $62 for this specific card. Really interesting to see this funky bump just recently. Houndoom, I believe, was following the same trend as these others here, sitting around $46. That looks about right. Out of Shrouded Fable, same thing, going up into that bump. Early February, now we're here mid-February, coming down to $46 from what was a spike of 53, almost 54. So still a big gain. It's been trending upward for a while, but we definitely overshot it, and this is a correction. Now, is this really a correction on the market, or are these an indication of people pulling back? And when I say people pulling back, I mean people who are investing in the sealed product, people who are trying to master sets, people who are wanting to pick up these cards and seeing it rise so fast, going, hang on one second. It's going up too quick for comfort. And that's across the board. The whole market is going up too quick for comfort. So maybe a little reality check. Maybe we don't need to dive in so deep so quickly, and we don't have to have that fear of missing out. There's tons of this out there, and the fact that I'm seeing a lot more restocks of Shrouded Fable coming about, yeah, sure, that's something to buy, something to go ahead and rip packs if you want to do that, and it's going to bring these prices down a little bit on some of these sets here. Stellar Crown, not an overwhelming set to complete. If you want to go that route, there's still product out there. Yeah, you're going to be paying MSRP. Not often would it be that much higher. I've been finding quite a bit still out there at MSRP on some of these sets. I understand Surging Sparks, Prismatic Evolutions, these are difficult, if even possible, to find. So that's fine. You can always redirect or do what I'm doing and just take a step back, take a breather, and kind of wait for it, because now I'm noticing there's a little bit of a cooling off in some areas. Is that an indicator on the hobby at large? I don't know. Can't be certain on that. Let's keep moving along to see if this repeats anywhere. Duskull here, it does repeat elsewhere, not remaining on the Shrouded Fable that I pulled out. But Duskull for the illustration rare, coming in about $45. It peaked at $48, so not a big swing down, but definitely a big swing up from 3 months ago at $21 all the way up to this $45 mark here. The basic Dark Energy here. Now, this is the gold card out of Shrouded Fable. These have gotten some pretty big value. Considering it was a $26 card, now it's come up to like a $35 card. That's quite a bit. Although this highest listing here, or this available listing right here, is showing not quite 36 or anything, but closer to like 33, something like that. So 33-ish dollars, looks like it's not too far, 35, somewhere in there. So maybe it's coming down the downswing just a little bit, but not by much. So this one's kind of peeking out. I really like these gold energies. They're just a little too rich for my blood at this point in time for a gold energy. The metal energy in gold out of Shrouded Fable has been following a similar trend, coming in that $25 range and now getting up to near 30 here. $29.56 is what we're seeing here. Some listings are showing others there. We're looking on to Paradox Rift. I didn't want to go on the biggest hits on some of these sets because I feel like there's a lot of focus there. There's some really fun artworks like this Minun here out of Paradox Rift, an illustration rare. But man, that's really climbed up in price. This was a $12 card 3 months ago, and now we're looking at a $26 card right here, right now. I mean, that's more than double, folks. That's pretty crazy that in 3 months we have now 100% on top of what the prices were before. So if I were you, buy what you want. That's fine. But I would really hold off. If you are patient enough, things will come back around. I don't really believe, even though I like this artwork, I don't really believe this is going to be holding at near, $26, $30 for very long. If it does, fine. I'm wrong. I can live with that part. But it just doesn't feel like these have the legs to be that price for a long time. Plus, a little same kind of thing out of Paradox Rift, the counterpart there. Probably really cool to have these two next to each other. Great artworks in a pairing there, but on a little bit lower end there, but still, it was a $14 card 3 months ago, and now we're looking at a $21 card. Pretty wild stuff here. Twilight Masquerade, not the Greninja, not the Eevee. Let's look at something else. Take a look at Chansey, which has always been a little bit more sought after because it is Chansey. It's got a Ditto, the Snorlax, you got Blissey there, Psyduck, Bellsprout. There's quite a few good Pokemon here hanging out, but Chansey running through the scene. But even still, 3 months ago, we were looking at an $8 card. And now we're seeing it as a near 30 at $26.30. Near $30 card on that. Infernape, similar situation, following that same kind of trend of having this little bump up and then starting to come back down. I don't know. The Chansey was doing it just a little bit as well. And just 3 months ago, again, we were looking at a near $8 card, and now we're getting to approaching 20 here at $18.28 for the Infernape. Glad I picked that up when I did. It just looked cool. Wanted to get a copy. I think I paid $6 back then. But that's the thing. You can't predict it because it could have easily been one that people passed on and didn't like, and there's other things, and the focus shifted and it ends up being a $3 card. Now, chance of that on an illustration rare to go down that quick or that far, probably not. But to stay stable, that's reasonable. To go up this high, I didn't see that coming. I did not see that coming. And I'm not going to sell it or anything. I wanted the card. I like it. I'm not going to go rebuy it. So it's just little things like that that I kind of pick up along the way for the stuff I like, that's interesting. However, I don't want it to break the bank, so I'm not in at, getting close to a $20 card on this one, but I'm okay when it was a better time. And you got to understand that premise. You can strike while the iron's hot, meaning if it's available right now and you want to analyze the market and take advantage of that, you can. But don't FOMO. Don't be, unrealistic to what's going on. We're in a boom, so don't ride that wave too aggressively and have some restraint because I don't think this one's going to be holding up. Look at that spike trend. We're looking at mid-January? Yeah, we're looking at a month to go from a $9 card to an $18 card. So I would bet there's a good chance that this does not hold at an $18 card. Even if it climbs up to a $25, $30 card, it's not going to hold there. It's going to come back down to reality. Maybe not be a $10, $11 card or anything like that, but it could get down to like 15 and finally level off a little bit so you're not in too deep right now. That's just my 2 cents. You know, that's from what I've been seeing and watching as the sets go on over these years, being a part of the 2020, 2021 boom, and now seeing that replicated, and even more so now with the big prismatic and surging boom that we have going on. Twilight Masquerade still here with the pincer. Interesting that this one is still climbing up pretty aggressively. It's pretty steady, but I mean, it's kind of an aggressive climb for the past month or so, because just 3 months ago we were just shy of $6, and now we're looking like we're approaching 13 very quickly on that one. Interesting artwork, not the most popular Pokemon, but it's okay. I don't know if I'd be in at 13, but that's where this one's at right now. Sandy Shocks EX out of Prismatic Evolutions. So I wanted to go to one of the lower tier special illustration rares out of Prismatic Evolutions, because the evolutions are actually stabilizing relatively quickly. They have the most attention, they have the most movement. People want them. If they really want them, they'll pay for them. But the other SIRs are kind of pushed aside as not important. And I get the sentiment there. They are not the evolutions, and that's what we all came for, right? So interesting to see where this one was about a $40 card just a month ago. We are now looking, and that was the start of the set, we are now looking like here a little bit higher at a $42 card. It's not a big movement, but the fact that it is trending up is starting to show that the attention is turned. Can I get this? Can I have something from Prismatic? Maybe people are trying to fill in the lower gaps of their master sets that are interested in going after this and hoping for more product throughout the year and beyond with reprints and whatnot. So could be people trying to fill in those gaps right now. But it looks like, yeah, we're just shy around maybe that $40 range right now. But market's saying it's about 42. So interesting to see these lower tier SIRs, and this is not the only one, kind of making this climb here. Drayton's another example of this. I was not a fan of these full art trainers. You know, don't hold it against me. I just felt like these really, really fell short, because when you're going to take the same rarity and the same possibility of pulling the Umbreon or a Sylveon or any of the evolutions at all, and then this full art trainer or any of the full art SIR trainers, Pokemon Company, come on. Let's separate with a little bit of sense here that this does not hold a candle to those others. And I know full art trainers don't often do as well as the Pokemon themselves. However, these are another level of, my goodness, why did we do this? I just don't get it. The artwork's different, which makes it somewhat interesting. Not my taste, not my style. That's okay. You might feel differently. But the fact that we have to compete for something like this and see this one coming up, hitting a bump and kind of starting to stabilize, but we're in a $33, $34 range for this. I don't know. Doesn't seem right. The only sealed product I pulled out here today is the Surging Sparks Elite Trainer box. Now, I did see this pop up for 2 seconds in a restock and then disappear, but for good reason. You know, if it's supposed to be an MSRP of $50 on this thing, it's still going consistently in the $80 range and climbing a little bit, pretty steady, just a little bit. A few pennies every couple days, you're seeing a difference here, but it's still on the upswing, coming around $84 or so for that. So if you have them, I wouldn't be opening right now. I'd hold on to it and see if you can get them at MSRP. Yes, you're getting it for a better pack price. So if you want to, obviously, do what you want. Do what you want. Do what you want in the hobby. It's your hobby too. And while you do what you want, maybe you can do a little bit more. Take that step of like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, because I'm giving away a Brilliant Stars Elite Trainer box to one lucky subscriber. I'm also going to be giving away 5 Pokemon mystery card lots. Go to earlier in the video when I mention all this and how to do it and what you need to do. I try to lay it all out for you, but also in the description down below I tell you what you need to do just in case you need that extra information. And speaking of extra information, there's a link there. If you want to share a little bit of your collection, just take a quick read. It's like 2 sentences, and click the link, and then you can share a little bit of your story and your collecting experience. I'd love to hear about it, and also bring that up on a future video and share it with the community at large. I do post 7 days a week. And with that, I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.